What is your Let's Say crew? And today we're going to be talking about the end time signs. Okay? Specifically earthquakes. Because lately, you haven't seen in the news that I think it was Turkey had an earthquake, Romania had an earthquake, and then Turkey and Syria just faced, I think, another earthquake. So I thought it was very important to speak on the end time signs, and for this to be maybe a revelation to wake people up, I would think. Son, what do you do? Leave the Bible alone. Don't leave the Bible alone, but you know, while it's in Mama's hands. Okay. Alright, so, yeah. So we're going to get into that. We're going to go into the book of Matthew 24. Matthew 24. Matthew 24. Chunk butt. Okay, and so it says here that the destruction of the temple and signs of end times. Jesus left the temple and was walking away when his disciples came up to him to call his attention to its buildings. Do you see all these things? He asked. Truly, I tell you, not one stone here will be left on another. Everyone will be thrown down. As Jesus was sitting on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately. Tell us, they said, when will this happen? And what will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age? Jesus answered, watch out that no one deceives you. For many will come in my name claiming, I am the Messiah, and will deceive many. You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Okay, so that's the number one sign that's going on right now. And when I say that's the number one sign, because there are rumors of war going on between the United States, Russia, and China. So here goes the next sign that he said would happen. He said, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. Nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. Literally right now, we're at the beginning of a famine. Because of inflation, and that has a lot to do with the black horse in Revelation. So there will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of birth pains. Okay, and so God says that there will be famines and earthquakes in various places, right? Okay, well, we see in Turkey that they had a earthquake, and we also see now that in Romania they had an earthquake, and we also see again Turkey and Syria just got hit with an earthquake. Okay, so these are signs of the end times, and God says that it is all going to happen, and that it's not the end, but it's just the beginning of birth pains, okay, of the end times. Now, then he goes on to say, then you will be handed over to be persecuted and put to death, and you will be hated by all nations because of me, At that time, many will turn away from the faith and will betray and hate each other, and many false prophets will appear and deceive many people. Because of the increase of wickedness, the love of most will grow cold, but the one who stands firm to the end will be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come. So when you see standing in the holy place the abomination that causes desolation spoken of through the prophet Daniel, let the reader understand. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let no one on the housetop go down to take anything out of the house. Let no one in the field go back to get their cloak. How dreadful it will be in those days for pregnant women and nursing mothers. Pray that your flight will not take place in winter or on the Sabbath, for then there will be great distress unequaled from the beginning of the world until now, and never to be equaled again. In those days had not been cut short. Oh, I'm sorry. It says if those days had not been cut short, no one would survive, but for the sake of the elect, those days will be shortened. And when he means by his elect, he's talking about the chosen. Okay, the chosen ones. All right, and it says, at that time, if anyone says to you, look, here is the Messiah, or there he is, do not believe it. For false messiahs and false prophets will appear, perform great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect, the chosen ones. See, I have told you ahead of time. So if anyone tells you, there he is out in the wilderness, do not go out, or here he is in the inner rooms, do not believe it. For as lightning that comes from the east is visible, even in the west, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. Wherever there is a carcass, there the vultures will gather. Immediately after the distress of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. The stars will fall from the sky, and the heavenly bodies will be shaken. Okay, and this is also going to be talking about Revelation as well. Then will appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then all the peoples of the earth will mourn when they see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he will send his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heavens to the other. Okay, so now God is talking about, he's talking about the rapture, when he comes back to get his people. And so that would be that. I will continue to read on, but we just wanted to focus on signs of the end times. Okay.
I'm sorry. Oh.
Yes. But we want to focus on signs of the end times, okay? And there are the signs that are currently happening right now, just like other biblical prophecies have began to come true. And this is not for to put y'all in a state of fear, but to awaken y'all to the times that we are in. I'm going to go into where are the four horsemen? That's what I'm looking for. The four horsemen, the seals. Okay, and so you had the four apocalyptic horsemen. And ow! Sit down. Okay, and so you have the four apocalyptic horsemen, Timothy. And the four apocalyptic horsemen, we have, let's see. It would be the black horse. And this is what I was speaking on. Inflation was long prophesied in the Bible before it ever happened. Also talking about the scarcity of certain situations. Hold on one second.
Oops. Oh goodness, I gotta do this for a week.
Sorry about that. I have my son that's constantly just, I don't know. Okay, y'all see it, but I had to put him in his stroller so that I can continue giving y'all the word of God. Okay. Now we were talking about inflation being prophesied long before now happening in our world. And it says here, when the Lamb opened the third seal, I heard the third living creature say, "Come." I looked, and there before me was a black horse. Its rider was holding a pair of scales in his hand. Okay, so what should be alarming about this is it says a pair of scales in his hand. Okay. Then I heard what sounded like a voice among the four living creatures saying, 2 pounds of wheat for a day's wages, and 6 pounds of barley for a day's wages, and do not damage the oil and the wine. Okay, so that sounds like a famine of food to me. And right now, currently in our world, what are we going through? Scarcity. We have inflation going on right now as we speak. Okay, so now, then we want to talk about the fourth horse. And the fourth horse, this is what it had to say. When the Lamb opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth living creature say, "Come." I looked, and there before me was a pale horse. Its rider was named Death, and Hades was following close behind him. They were given power over a fourth of the earth to kill by sword, famine, and plague, and by the wild beasts of the earth. Okay, so that should be alarming to you, because their power to kill using either by sword, which could be war, by famine and plague, which we have famine right now on the earth as we speak, and then we do have plague. Think about it, because you have the coronavirus, and then you have all types of other new viruses and stuff coming up as we speak right now too. So I just wanted to bring to y'all's attention, these are signs of the end days, okay? And they are currently happening right now. I have been procrastinating on this video, but Lord put in my spirit to do this video about a couple days ago. Sorry, Lord, for my disobedience. But I have the energy to do it as of today, and so I have done it. Now, if you liked this video, like, comment, share with friends and family, also subscribe. And until next time, let's get crew. Stay blessed.